What is up, YouTube fam? Robbie C here, and more specifically, what's up, Steve? How are you doing today? Today is our fourth and final installment of the 2 weeks to Maple Hill series.
So catch me if I fall.
When this video drops, or when most of you are going to be watching this, I will be on my way towards Massachusetts. That's right, we're heading up for the Northeast Disc Golf Expo in Boxborough, Massachusetts, which is going to be a fantastic time, and I'm hoping to meet several of you in the next few days. But if I'm already going to find myself up in that area, I definitely want to take advantage of the opportunity to go out and play Maple Hill Golds. The biggest issue being this guy right here. Watch out, Olive Garden, I got some of your noodles. So I enlisted the help of my coach, Mike Strauss, and said, hey, if we went super serious for the next 2 weeks, do you think we can make some changes to my form to help us score a little better and throw a little farther when I'm there in Maple Hill? And y'all, I'm gonna be 100% transparent with you. It's been a long 2 weeks. We've done a lot of work. I've almost felt more like a professional disc golfer than a disc golf content creator through this process, putting in multiple hours of work to my form every single day. Now, I had a host of issues and still have a host of issues to my backhand form that need to be worked on, and something that's a huge positive from this entire experience, besides hopefully you guys getting to learn from it and see things that you can be working on in your form. But one of the biggest is that it kind of motivated me to get in the work and get in that prep, so that even on the other side, if this isn't as effective as I want it to be for Maple Hill, I've already started the progress, and Mike and I are going to continue working hard over these next few months to kind of implement this and ingrain these changes so that I actually have the effects of what we're trying to accomplish, even if this 2 week window was just a little too small to make it happen. However, there is hope. I really love how Mike addresses form work, and he views it as a puzzle. First, we want to get these edge pieces together, and the edge pieces can most often include solid footwork, and it can include grip, things like that. And then once we move to the inner pieces, that's where we start getting down to the mechanics of timing and hitting these specific moments. Or one thing that we're going to talk about today is that we have checked off a lot of boxes, and when you're working through form progress, especially with it being an individual sport, there are minor things that can be messing up your success while you're out there on the course. There are some larger or generic options or generic boxes that we can look at or need to make sure we're checking. But in reality, what it can come down to is sort of saying, is this fixing it? Is this fixing it? Kind of that upstream mentality that we talked about, I believe, in the first video of, if we fix this, will this solve these other problems down the road? So things we've worked on through this entire process. We've learned to quiet the left side so that it's not so dramatic and up here, but it's accomplishing its job of bringing this left side into play, closing things up and causing tension, which is going to create extra power from the coil or power being created in the tension of the arm that I just let go on the release point. We've also talked about bringing this through on a flat plane and realizing that for me, it's probably best for me to start a little lower and then bring it up high. That is the option that I'm looking at, or I'm possibly going to entertain the idea of like high to high. We'll see. But today, in just a few minutes, I'm gonna call Mike, because we think in last night's work that we did over the phone and just a quick call between the two of us, that a lot of the issue that I'm coming to is that I have never had the feeling, and I understand conceptually what a lot of people are talking about with this, and you have heard countless people say it over the internet, I promise, including myself. Are you ready? Especially you, Steve. If you really want to feel the disc golf form, you should feel like the disc is ripping out of your hand, like it is ripping away from you. And I'm going to be 100% honest with you. I have coached many people, I have talked with many people, and I, like I said, have used that phrase before. But if I'm being 100% transparent, I don't know that I have ever actually felt that feeling of the shot ripping out of my hands. And I think there's two major reasons why. The first, I think, is a fear of grip locking it and sending it all the way almost behind me. If you've played with certain people, or you've taken a friend out to play, or maybe you were even this friend yourself, you've seen someone literally throw a disc backwards. I know when I did my 360 at the Foundations Creator Cup Challenge, I held on to it, and I was like, at this point all the way back here, I still feel like I hadn't let it go, and I was like, well, this is not good. kind of a deal. I see people practice this stroke over and over again, and they come through and they hit this motion and they're like, right here, you're gonna feel the disc rip out. And yet I feel like when I do the swinging motion and whatnot, it isn't ripping out naturally. So I don't trust that it's going to rip out of my hands when I throw the disc. And therefore, when I'm getting to that hit point and I think, yeah, this is about where I want to release the disc, I am letting the disc go there, which is causing all of this power and tension and buildup to not be fully implemented into the disc, because I'm not letting it truly go to the last hinge and the last hit so that all the power gets injected into the disc, which means that I could be losing a dramatic amount of power that other people have access to. I think this is one of the big reasons that you can watch someone have, quote, bad form or, quote, poor looking form, and yet they're really nailing that hit point, and you can see the disc launching out of their hand. And when it's launching out of their hand, that's how they're getting tremendous distance and power themselves. So I think subconsciously, I'm telling myself in practice swings, if I'm never feeling this, and in practice swings, I never feel like it's gonna rip out. How do I expect it to actually rip out when I'm really throwing the disc? And then the second, if I do trust this, how do I know that it's gonna pop out there instead of popping out all the way to the right? And the wisdom that Mike passed along is quite simply this: you have to just trust it. If you are throwing and hitting that 10 o'clock release point, there is no way that you're actually gonna be able to hold on to that disc, because it's gonna pop out. And even if it does grip block and go 90 degrees to the right or whatever, a new miss is progress, because a new miss means that we've changed something in our form. So that's what we're here to do today. With a ton of space open to the right side of the field, let's try to rip these things and get that ripping sensation. It's also worth noting that it's a little chilly today for my standards. It's about 50 degrees where I'm at right now. And yeah, wind's blowing, making it definitely, hands don't have the best feeling in the world, but checking the radar, if we're playing up at Maple Hill, it's gonna be cold with snow and ice on the ground. So this is a pretty good simulation for what I'm gonna be feeling in just a few short days. Clamp hard, pull. It definitely has a different feeling. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, I mean, burned it over, but oh, there was the fluff, and I could feel it because I threw a good one. I didn't calm down like I have been. No, that was soft too. Yep, there it is. The big takeaways and the big revelations that we're having right now are that when I try to go huge, I'm adding like a forward press and things in that I don't need. Focusing on this really tight grip, making sure that I feel like I'm grip locking it, because if I can grip lock it, boom, and hit that downward spike, that's huge. For a quick note, Mike kind of like talked to me with this bowling thing where when you come through, the thumb is actually like down and away. And then when you come here, this arm clears. And then the only thing that comes through is the right arm. Boop. Yeah, right, like huge bowling vibes. The idea for so many people when they're driving the left side, they do this and we just punch down, punch down, punch down. Feels like we're not engaging. If you just look at this left shoulder, I can get the hip. But if I take the thumb and I think about turning it in, and actually funny, like someone commented that to this morning when I was filming this video, someone commented that on my last one, thinking about like turning the thumb in. Notice how much more my body and my left side comes, which generates a lot more turn, which lets me hang on to it. So we're going really tight grip here. So that way, because I think the problem is if I'm too loose and then I try to go fast, I can feel it slipping out there. I mean, I can grip lock it occasionally, but like every time I loosen up, if I think about going tight, it compacts everything, which causes better hits. So we're gonna throw several shots trying to feel that out, and yeah, just get some reps. The big thing is going 70% power here, here. Boom. Feel that thumb, point down. Feel that thumb, point down. Do you feel bonita? Because you look bonita. Okay, I don't think that was it. Cheated that one. I know I cheated that one. There it is. That was better. That was better. I mean, musharoni, pepperoni. Long thumb, you'll hear me say that in several of them. Long thumb is just like the thumb either pinching down like directly on top of the finger, or if you want more left to right motion, elongating that finger on top, which lets you turn, as Mike would say, turn the wheel more. That's a justice. Yeah. Nope, we didn't feel that one rip at all. Okay. Oh, nope. Yeah, that's mushed. Okay, here we go, flippy sting. Give her a chance, give her some height. Give her some height. Boom. Let it ride around. Nope. Rolling it again. Also rolling. Nope, we tried to cheat that one. Oh, we tried to cheat that one. It's still good, but oh, we tried to cheat it so bad. Slow it down, don't cheat it. Feel it. Fight out, Charger. Fight out. Oh, oh, you tried. All right, okay. Just gotta keep putting in the reps. Keep putting in the work. Work, work. Angelica, Eliza. Okay, be patient. Oh, that's gonna be nice. Holy, oh my, oh my. That is, gotta be patient, Crawford. If you're patient, holy mush, patient. We can rush into these shots when we start seeing some progress. We can rush in. It's patient because it's here, and then that's when that hit comes. Nope, there's that fluff. There's that fluff. There she is. And how do we counter the fluff? We get one out of our system that we just grip lock to no tomorrow. Nope, we did it again. Boom, boom, boom. There's that justice, yeah. Come on. There it is. That's much better. That's much better. Get going, Evader. Nope. Man, bummer. Because our best shot this entire round was like the third shot with that hammer or that sensei. Okay, time to watch. I don't think I was patient at all about hit that motion. Spent a lot of time getting a lot of reps in right here. I think that we've definitely uncovered something when it comes to this like held onto it shot. I want to get to a point where when I'm going 70% power like Mike has me, I am boom, hitting, pouring the coffee, coming through, finishing that shot. But I have, if not thousands of throws, tens upon thousands of throws of cheating and letting the disc out and breaking that. I think this is a great road to success, and something that I think grinding this piece out is going to take time. And time is not something that we had on our side during 2 weeks to Maple Hill. When I get it, there are several shots that feel incredible. I mean, the length of this practice field, I'm throwing shots to the end, like to the end zone, past the field goal, stuff like that, or past the posts with mid ranges. Like, that feels good, but I just can't expect consistency because we're fighting reps. That's what it is at the end of the day. Form change doesn't happen overnight, and if you want it really bad, you can expose what you're doing, but consistency comes with time. We'll see. Mike and I got one more call before we jump on the plane, so we'll see what he has to say about the homework videos that I just shot after our call. And yeah. So we get to the field. I try one or two things, and I was like, I just am still not getting it. Like, I think I threw like maybe 4 shots, Mike, before we got to the real focus of the day.
Correct. And to segue into that just for a second, like last night I was showing him the tendon bounce. I want you to hold the disc straight towards the ground. And instead of trying to throw the disc with my wrist, I'm throwing, I know this is really tough. After reading in the lab, this is like brutal.
Yeah.
I throw my forearm to the ground. So he was standing in his living room and I'm like, first of all, and I'm going to warn everybody on this, okay? First thing, you do it without a disc in your hand first. You throw your forearm down and it will pop. Your wrist lags back and snaps into place, right? And here's the warning. You do it easy. If you put a disc in your hand and you do it really hard and you try to stop, you can mess up your tendons in your wrist. So this is a warning. You want to do this subtly, but you want to feel that I'm throwing the forearm straight towards the ground and let it snap back. So we went over that. Look how you hit it. And you didn't even hit it as hard as him, right? Dan was like back here opening up. You waited to here. But you remember how we were 11 days ago? Do you know how much space I would have seen here because your elbow would have been ahead like I'm doing in the screen, right? Like this. Look at that. You're opening up right there, and look at the hit. It is like night and day where we were 11 days ago to now. It is like, dude, I'm proud of you. And I'm talking as a friend and as a coach. You know, when I sent you onto the field and you're like, I knew this was a bad idea. This is the process. This is the journey. And you know what? Some days are just going to plain old stink and you're going to feel like quitting and you're like, this is BS. And you have trusting the process and you needed to vent when you needed to vent, but you never stopped leaning into it. Right. Yeah. You had your doubts. You were frustrated. You were like, my logic says this thing should just go backwards behind me. Mike, this doesn't make sense, but I'm going to trust you. Go out there and grip really hard. And whoa, what? And then the left arm's coming in. I'm grateful for you, Mike. I'm grateful for the Birdie fam who y'all's messages have been super, super helpful. And hey, we see that you're struggling. We see that you're being real. You're keeping us involved in the process. But and the comments have been super kind on YouTube as well. Like, it's been a collectively encouraging process for something that could feel really dark. And I think sometimes is.
Yeah. And I think, like you said, is there stuff to continue working on? Absolutely. By no means are we, I would even say, close to done.
No,
but I think that we have unlocked new potential. To put a bow on this, we said on the first day we said that this journey doesn't just happen because one person wants it. It takes an investment from multiple people, takes an investment from a coach. So Mike, I am grateful to you for standing with me through the depressing texts, through the the frustration and all of it, and excited. You know, if we get to Maple Hill, here, I'll tell you, my goal is one of two things is going to happen. I'm either going to clear the pond on hole 1, or I'm going to grip lock that thing and it is going to the right. Like, there is going to be no in between there.
No, you're going to hit it. You're going to hit that shot with purpose.
Yeah,
and you're going to hit it with aggressive power.
We want to say thank you to everyone for being a part of it. While you are finishing up this video, hopefully I'm finishing up some peanuts on a flight to Boston, Massachusetts, and we're going to be crushing tomorrow morning or tomorrow afternoon. See you at Maple Hill. It's going to be fantastic. We hope in the meantime that you guys have an amazing rest of the week and that you can make it fantastic for someone else too. But for now, we're going to leave you with the bird.